Okay, so we're now on to rule 3 of our rules of indices. Now, this is one of the ones which I actually have split up into 2 separate rules. And it's mostly because it can be a little confusing how to apply this rule with some more complex questions. So what I've got here, I've got the basic questions, and in the next video I will go over rule 4 where we see some more complex versions of these. So the main idea is when we have these brackets, if we have a power on the inside and a power on the outside, we multiply them together. And that's it. So if we look at question 1b here, question 1, we've got b cubed all to the power of 4. So that's going to be b to the power of 3 times 4, which is just going to be b to the 12. Here, I'm going to have m to the power of 6 times 10, which is just going to be m to the power of 60. Here, I've got x to the power of -2 times -4. So remember, a double negative makes a positive, so that's just going to be x to the power of 8. And then this one here, I'm going to have y to the power of a times 4. And I'm just going to swap the number to the front because it just looks a lot neater when the number's in front. So that would just be 4a. Okay, and we can apply this rule with our previous 2 rules as well. So this first one here, I've got x to the power 6 times x to the power 2 all over x to the power of -3 and then all to the power of 3. So the first thing is we can't apply this new rule until we've got something a little bit easier in the bracket to deal with. So the first thing we need to look at is this top part. So I'm going to be using my rule 1. Remember, rule 1 is when I've got these multiplied, I add the powers. So I'm going to use that fact. And so on the top there, I've got x to the power of 6 plus that 2. So that's going to be to the power of 8 all over x to the power of -3. And then I'm going to use my rule 2, where if I have a division, it's just the opposite, where I take away the powers. So I'm going to have x to the power of 8, take away -3, so that's going to be a double negative there, so it'll be 8 plus 3 now, which will be 11. So then that'll just be x to the power of 33. And that last bit there, that was my rule 3. So like I said before, while you're still getting used to these, every time you have to use another rule, just rewrite that rule down again on the side of the page, again and again and again, because you need to memorize this in nearly a year's time. And it can be quite a lot to remember. So the more you work on it now, the easier it will be when it comes around to preparing for tests or the exam itself. Okay, this next one then. So firstly, I want to sort out the top and the bottom. So I've got m to the power of 5 times m to the power of 10. So I'm doing 5 add 10 to give me 15. On the bottom there, I've got m to the power of 2 times m to the power of 7. Well, I'll do 2 add 7, which is 9. Then I want to take away those powers. So 15 take away 9, that is just going to be 6. And then multiplying my powers together, that's just going to be 30. So that is all you need to know for rule 3. Let me know if there are any issues, and good luck with the work.